everyone. This is Alec coming at you with your Year of the Woke Mermaid Oracle reading for mid-June. I hope you've all been well. It's been a minute since you've heard my voice. I know things are just escalating and getting even more intense and crazy as we move into the summer, but that is no surprise as the energy, really starts to plateau during these hotter months. So let's get right into the reading here. The astrology is interesting right now. I could do a longer video on that specifically, but we are basically in the eclipse portal. So this is really a time of magic and miracles, but it's also a time of great learning, and the veil is definitely lifted, and we will be getting into that. So the first three cards are at the top, and they are from the Mermaid and Dolphin Oracle deck. The first card we have is Alchemy, and the quote on that is, "You have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold." So it's interesting because when I was meditating on this energy, before the cards even came out, I did get this golden ribbon kind of essence coming through. So I really feel like there are some beautiful moments in store for us right now. And the thing about alchemy is it is said to be taking lead, which is a heavy, not very valuable metal, and turning it into gold and silver, which is precious and highly valuable. And when you think about that, I think there's a lot of opportunity right now for all of us. So any project that you may be thinking of or working on has the potential right now to go exceedingly well. But at the same time, if you are, it's kind of like a polishing, which is a magnifying. So if you're magnifying the wrong thoughts and feelings right now, it could really, manifest poorly, but it's also an amazing time for manifestation in general. So really use your visualization and reach for the stars when it comes to your dreams, which brings me to the next card. It's Dream Big. And the quote is, "Let go of small thoughts about yourself and see yourself succeeding." And I actually got a song that came into my head when I saw this card, and goes like, "Stuck in my 20-somethings, da 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 da, wish you were here." Shout out to SZA. So some of us are feeling a bit of a stuck energy. But I think taking this time to reflect on what no longer serves us in terms of our thought patterns and releasing any negativity when it comes to our physical body is going to allow us to open that space that we've created in our third eye to expand the positivity and really start to alchemize our dreams. And the next card that comes in is music for manifesting. And the quote on that is, to manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. So this is a great omen for anyone who does play music. But even for those of us who do not identify as musical or musically talented. This is a really powerful time to put on your favorite songs that align with your emotional stance in the moment and move your body, dance, even allowing yourself to cry and feel the beauty of the music that you love is really powerful. And one thing I would definitely suggest is allowing, in terms of your dreams, in terms of the alchemy, when you're using your visualization, you don't have to be a good singer, you don't have to be, on tune, but picture yourself already in the shoes that you dream to be in, and allow yourself to feel just how beautiful it is to be happy and be successful and be free and hum, sing a little tune. It doesn't have to be anything really, but when we use our voice, it connects us to that which transcends beyond the physical limitations. And I think there's a lot of transcendent energy in this reading. So mantras are also a really good tool right now. So when you are not feeling like, singing yourself or humming, you can also look up, some mantra tracks on YouTube or another platform that you might be able to find. Anything that gets you in the vibes. I don't have to, explain further. I know you all know how it is with music. It's a vibe. So pay attention to your frequency. I would not suggest anything that brings your frequency down. Now, that's not to say that if it makes you feel emotional that it's bad, but anything that makes you feel disconnected, that is not the music. Be very aware of what you're allowing yourself to listen to right now in terms of music and sound. So moving on, we have 2 cards from the Oracle of the Mermaids deck. And man, this is just very powerful. I love the mermaids because they really cut down to the bone when it comes to what we're going through as a collective. And they really just, they look at us and they want us all to grow and to succeed and to connect with our subconscious. So the first card these 2 cards actually came out together in tandem. So it's not like one or the other. So I'll read them together. We have experiments, which the quote on that is the manipulation of nature, forcing change, cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, and arrogance. And then we also have honor the masculine, which says respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. So, this really reminded me of a download that I got about 2 months ago. We are in a time where there are mass experiments going on with the collective, the media, politicians. There is a lot of manipulation of the collective consciousness. And I really feel like, in terms of the masculine divine energy, let's be real, it's been lost. If you're a man that's listening to this, I think it's a time to really ask yourself who you are. Go back to before you were given the programming. Think of when you were a child, before you knew what it was to quote unquote be a man. You know, men are expected to, constantly be the fixers, the warriors. Most of the depictions of men in media are these, incredibly ripped, hard and rugged people, which that's not to say that that is not a part of the masculine energy. It certainly is. But I think there's been a suppression of the vulnerability and sensitivity that men possess in our society. And, this really is an energy that is completely manipulated in our world. So I get this download of, GMO plants. Well, there are becoming GMO minds in our society, genetically modified minds. So it's just, I will say, if you're a woman that's listening to this, it's time to, reevaluate your relationship to men as well. Are you actually supportive of the men around you, or have you let, what has played out in the collective, which is, specific men abusing their power and abusing the feminine energy and abusing the earth and, being completely disconnected from their own sensitivity? Are you going to allow those larger narratives to affect how you relate to the men in your life? Or are you going to accept that we are all here to support each other, and there's power in allowing the space between the male and female energies to forgive and to also hold each other accountable? That's a huge part, is accountability. We all are in a place now where society is in a position now where people need to be held accountable for the actions that they have committed. And, it's definitely coming to a head this year. So be very, very cognizant of where your mind is at. Are these your thoughts, or are these thoughts that are programs that actually don't belong to you? And it's really time for those of us who are awakening or have woken up to shift timelines away from these old scenarios and narratives that are crumbling away before us. Um, so, very, very powerful energy, a lot to move through. I know that was, pretty intense, and I could go further, but this is a pretty general reading. Um, and I'm sure that this is an energy we will be exploring more of moving forward. And the final card is from the Native Spirit Oracle deck, and it's the Spirit of Earth. So I got this vision of, how a plant grows, where you see, this is probably relatable because everyone has been, trying to grow plants more this year, I feel like. But you see, you're so excited because the sprout is finally there and the plant is growing, but really, it's much bigger than we even can see, because as tall as the plant grows is as deep as the roots go into the earth. So I think acknowledging the depth of what we've built and just how intricate our physical bodies are and our relationship to plants, animals, the environment, really meditating and connecting with our physical environment and creating peace within our own bodies is really going to help us move through these more intense energies that we just went over. So some of you may be planning a trip. It looks like a very harmonious time to be planning that. If you're going to the desert, congratulations, because this is a soul journey for you. If you're planning a trip to Arizona, specifically, this is a message for, not everyone, but if you're planning a trip to Arizona, make sure you bring enough water, and also do not hesitate to explore, Arizona in the nighttime. I feel like there's a lot of beauty that comes alive in the desert at night. And also, this is very random, but if you're on a road trip, just check your oil and make sure you've gotten an oil change recently. That's a very specific message, so obviously that won't apply to everyone. But if you are planning a trip, regardless of where it is looking like a beautiful time to start planning that. And, it's a prosperous time, is basically what the Spirit of Earth is. So, I hope this message resonated. If some of it did, amazing. If none of it did, that's okay too. Please hit the like button if this message helped you or reached you in a certain way. And I'd love to have you subscribe, and then you can hit the notification bell so that you can see, when I post things otherwise. And please comment below if you have any thoughts or questions. I would love to read what you have to say. And with that being said, I hope you have a great week, and I will be back with some fresh takes on the energies soon.